and we've got, just in Toby's organization alone, there's 65 people. We usually hire about 80 to 100 locals to work during the day, which is the union, which is what's going on back here, all the local hands and stuff.
You guys take that corner right there.
That's fine with me.
Is that truck going away? Yes, sir. I'll have it back in here for you by the time you need it.
Leave it out, Derek, because it is going away.
Yes, I'm the stage manager for the show. Yeah, the organizer. Well, it's the person who takes all the responsibility and all the heat for what doesn't go right. So, yes, I am. And that's about all the time I have because I've got to stop something right quick. The last time I was filmed, they said you're the guy we see the back of most of the day.
I can honestly say this is my first show. This is my first tour. Other than hanging stuff, I'll fix lights when they're broke during the show or after the show. During the show, I sit on dimmers and kind of, if there's a problem, I'll shut it off. So it doesn't affect the show.
We've got good people around us, and when you drive by and you see somebody climbing up a ladder to go get on a roof, or you see some guys getting up in a grader, and you're rolling down the road in $1 million bus, it's hard to be upset out here when somebody comes in and hits you last minute for something. It's just part of the job. But
while the stage is coming together to start the show, Toby Keith left the comfort of his tour bus to join us and chat for a while.
Here we go. Now, just noticing back here behind you, Beer for My Horses, you know, I trekked it out to Santa Fe. Is that where we shot the movie? I can say I was in it.
We shot the movie. You was in it.
Yeah, I was in it. Just curious, when Rodney Carrington, funniest guy I think I've ever met, a good buddy of yours, when y'all sat down to write Beer for My Horses, how much time did you allocate that window to creating that Donut Boy script for me?
For you?
Yeah.
Well, the toughest part about it was just selling the fact that I had to leave the donut scene in the movie. They really, after fighting them to get you in there, I fought to get you in there because I knew that you'd go psychotic. I knew. Am I right?
What I went psychotic on is that, Dad, blame it, I read in all this show prep I get on the radio, Ted Nugent gets a guitar, Rodney gets a guitar, so-and-so gets a guitar, and I got a donut hat.
You got a donut hat? But I got your guitar. You got a guitar coming. But
is it on the bus?
I don't know if it's on the bus, but you...
It ain't on the bus.
I've got 30 of them. Mitch is right there. I got 30 of them, and
Mitch,
one of them's got your name on it. I promise. So here's the deal. They didn't like the donut scene because they said we didn't need it. We could go from Lonnie's house to the jailhouse and get Tito without stopping off and getting donut. I said no. We got to have donuts to put Peabody to sleep. They go, but you don't have to stop at the store and buy them. And I go, well, then I don't have a part for Cletus, and he will put a bullet in his mug. Cletus will put a bullet in his mug.
You've been telling me for 10 years you was going to get me in. Well, about 8 years, I guess you was going to get me in.
Would you put a bullet in your mug if I wouldn't have got you in the movie?
I wouldn't have shot myself, but I'd probably shot somebody.
Guess who's back in town? Who? Annie Streets. I was going to catch a movie tomorrow night.
By yourself?
Well, if you're not going.
Well, if you're going to keep her this time, I'm going to suggest not being yourself.
When you do a movie, I mean, especially this one, Broken Bridges, of course, the first movie, Beer for My Horses this time, you yank the money out of your back wallet for this thing. And when you do a movie like this, we had some people calling the stage, and when you do a movie like this, you got somebody like Miramax, one of them highfalutin deals that they go, okay, we spent $50 million, we want to get $50 million, $100 million back. What's the expectations when you do one? I mean, especially when you're shelling it out of your pocket. I mean, when does Tony say, hey, that thing was good, that's successful?
Here's where you struggle. You can't make it at the box office. This is my movie. I'm going to write it. I'm going to hire my director. I'm going to hire the producers. I'm going to do the music. I'm going to get my friends to come in and do it. I'm going to pay Tom Skerritt, Claire Filani, and Barry Corbin and all them. Then I'm going to go get out of Hollywood. Then I'm going to go get Gina Gershon and Ted Nugent and Rodney Carrington and all my buddies, Mac Davis and Mel Tillis and so forth and so on. Cletus T. Judd.
Rolling? Okay.
Cletus T. Judd is in my movie.
That's right.
And which I wouldn't have had it any other way, by the way,
Thank you, man.
I'm going to Mexico.
Oh, you're not going to Mexico.
When danger becomes a reality, it must be met head on.
You make it in DVD.
Right.
Titanic sold 50 million DVDs.
Is there a much bigger profit margin when you shell it out of the back pocket than having to split it with all them big production houses and all that, I guess?
Well, and you don't have to deal with the politics of Paramount like I did with Broken Bridges.
Talking about the politics, I guess that kind of translates to the label, too. You know, you finally just said, you know what, don't need it no more, got the chips in the bank, you know, I'm going to show you how it's done. And, man, you know how they fall left and right when they open up an independent up there in Nashville.
Yeah.
Buddy, I tell you what, it's been the best thing that's ever happened to you, probably.
Well, you look at the people on my staff, everybody that works for me, not one single person has a contract. They can go to work anywhere in town,
right,
and they're the best in the business. You know why they don't go? It's because they're with me, and this is the model they've always wanted to work for.
Right.
I tell these guys, you know, you come over here and you build this model and you make it work, you can have it all.
Right.
You can have it all. I don't, selling records has been like this much on my radar my whole life.
Right.
This tour is where I make my money, and that Ford endorsement's where I make my money, and those movies is where I make my money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My merchandise and the clothing line and things like my bars. That's where I make my big money. Selling records is way down the list. And
man, when you roll off all that stuff with movies, writing, running a label, signing acts, real estate, I mean, you know, the whole thing.
You want a little hook?
Yeah, I'll take one right here. That brings back memories. 2001, I think. How do you do it? I mean, we talked one time. We were on the bus somewhere, and I asked you about stealing. We were talking about your son, and I said, man, how do you do it when you're never home? You don't, you know, Christmas. You said, hey, I may be gone every holiday. I'll never forget. I may be gone every holiday, but every day I'm home is a holiday.
The biggest weakness I have is I'm really accessible to my fans. So I can't count the times that we'll ride our motorcycles, and me and Kurt and Mitch and my boys, we'll ride our motorcycle, Brian O'Connell, and we'll pull in a roadhouse, get a burger and a beer. And they'll go, I can't believe you're here. And they go, you're just like a dude. And when I step off that stage, you know as well as anybody. You know me about as long as anybody in this business. When I step off that stage, you know, that's me.
Lots more to come on Backstage Pass. As the crew gets the stage ready for tonight, we'll spend more time with my buddy Toby Keith and check out what the fans have to say.
We're doing red carpet coverage. Are you kidding me? This is our red carpet? Who's your daddy? Who's your baby? Who's your buddy? Who's your friend?
We are here on the red carpet getting set for Toby Keith at Lakewood Amphitheater. Kristen, it's going to be a great show.
Lance Houston, there's nothing better than having tailgating red carpet fun before any concert. But Toby Keith, you know, I don't know if you've heard, but he is the big dog daddy.
He is that. Everyone is wearing their finest country gear. You look very nice, by the way.
You do too. Who are you wearing?
94.90 Bulls.
No celebrity here.
Brittany, this is how many concerts for you?
My 12th year in a row.
And Kim?
My 13th year.
This will be the first time we've seen him live. We've watched him on TV and all that. We just love because he's such a good American. That's what we like about him.
You still think I'm crazy standing here today? Now, have you ever gotten to meet Toby?
No.
We might have to get to work on that
Hey,
somehow.
that would be great. Any help would be appreciated. We'd love to meet Toby.
Those are some flashy flip-flops. Love the hat, because we're on the red carpet. We are talking fashion. A little bling-bling to cap it all off.
Everywhere you look, people are pulling the show together, from riggers in the ceiling to lighting cues, you name it. It's happening right here at Lakewood. And, of course, Toby's guitars.
We have about 20 guitars for Toby and the band, and I tune them, clean them, set them up, maintain them, fix them if they break, which they usually don't break, but if they do, that's what I do. I work with Sammy Hagar, Leonard Skinner, Poison, Cinderella, lots of guys, and Toby's definitely top of the list as far as being a great guy to work for.
I've been over there all 5 years with Toby to Iraq. What makes those Iraq trips different? Just to see those kids over there, they really appreciate, you know, us coming over there and entertaining them, getting them away from their everyday stuff that they do over there, you know. I mean, we've had shows over there where there's just ungodly amounts of people at the concerts.
How many trips overseas to Afghanistan, Iraq?
118 shows.
I told you one time you need to get you a condo over there. You over there about every 2 weeks.
Well, you ought to go with me.
Whew, now here I put me in. I guess I'm going to have to go now. I feel like hell for not going. TK, get me a ticket. Hell, I'll fly over there.
You know what? To be honest with you, the first time 5 years ago we landed in Baghdad, we landed, it was 122 degrees, it was 9:30, and what they do is they come in at 30,000 feet, and then they start doing this stuff to get down to the runway, okay? They don't come in like American Airlines. Because you're a target come in. They come up here and they dive bomb in, and they land and they whisk us away to 2 helicopters. And we were puckered up. We shut the door. They gave us our helmets and our flak vests, our gear, and they said, door open or closed. It's 122 degrees at 9:30 at night.
Yeah.
I said, shut the door. And they go, well, it's this big, and it ain't going to stop what they're going to shoot at us.
I asked you one time, I said, man, are you not afraid to go over there? I mean, it's just unbelievable. You said, dude, I'm surrounded by 70,000 or 80,000 of the baddest men and women they are. 17, 18. He said, I ain't nothing to be afraid of. So I was just, when you get back on the plane after, I don't know, I think you spent 2 or 3 weeks over there. What's the feeling like when you get back on that plane? Is it some kind of self-accomplishment, or is it a morale boost for those kids? Or?
I know when I left there that it meant something to a lot of people, and I know that they're going to text their email, text, and call their families. I know their families are going to come find me, and they're going to say, thank you.
American soldier, I'm an American soldier.
Let me read something real quick. Somebody sent this to me. I want to hit you with this real quick. It says, Dear Tobe, my brother-in-law, J.T. May, he was an Army Ranger. He loved Toby Keith and everything he stood for. He told us if he died or something happened to him, he would want me to contact Toby and tell him how much his music and Toby Keith means to the people in the military. J.T. May was killed while training. All of J.T.'s friends insisted that Toby Keith's music be played at J.T.'s funeral to show how much J.T. May and all of those military people admire, respect, and appreciate Toby Keith. And you know, man, I think I know you well enough. The records, the money, you know, fame, whatever the deal is. I don't know if anything means more to you than those 118 shows overseas for them troops. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, first of all, when you walk in my office at my house, you don't see my dad with me, you don't see my dad with my son. You might see it through the house, but in my office you see my dad in his military uniform. When I read a thing or hear a thing about this, after 118 shows and after having 30 guys Sunday night in San Antonio at my show, missing arms and legs. And then you turn around and you meet somebody and they go, you know what, my brother died. And the last thing he told me was he saw you. And it was the greatest day in Baghdad that he had, or it was the greatest day in Bagram, or his greatest day in Tikrit he had, or wherever he is, you know. It makes it all worthwhile to me. And it knows, and it lets me know that my Creator put me here for a reason, and that I'm walking the exact path that he chose for me to walk.
Hey, there's a whole lot more with Toby Keith on Backstage Pass. Plus,
I was told a long time ago, be the loudest one out there. They either think you're an idiot or the boss.
And the fans are hitting their stride as we get closer to showtime, baby.
That's when country comes to town.
We did a Ford commercial. They made me sign all this crap. I never saw my face, and I didn't get any money. Hate it.
Hey, Showtime is coming, and everything is right on schedule.
I'm known as the rigger. I have come in the morning, mark the floor, and then basically put everything, hook up with the motors and make sure everything's safe. So hang everything over the big cowboy's head.
The best part of doing this tour is, well, the camaraderie. Everybody's been together for a long time out here, most of the guys, and we all get along great with each other, and it makes it really easy to do your gig every day.
We're going to go 4 feet past center on this. Keep going.
But this is nice, easy, smooth day, except for a little bit of ignorance every once in a while, but you run into that into any gig, even your own, right? There you go.
Yeah, the two guys you don't off, the rigger and the pyro guy. One can blow you up and one can smush you.
Oh yeah, can you shoot one of those? My kid likes that. Tell your kid that's $15. They're streamer mines. Not too loud, but it throws about a half a pound. A streamer will hit you like a baseball.
Toby's a great guy. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better boss to work for. I mean, he's fun. You know, he makes it fun for us out here. I mean, it's just a great guy to work for. It really is.
We got a brand new record coming out. Is it going to be October, November?
October 28th. It's
October
called That
28th.
Don't Make Me a Bad Guy.
Yeah.
The first single is...
She Never Cried in Front of Me.
Second single is called God Love Her, which you're going to love that. It's about a preacher's daughter baptized in dirty water running off on the back of my motorcycle.
When the chips is all stacked, they hire, you can't get them in the bank no more. You've got more money than the insurance companies. Would you ever run for political office? If you ran for president of the United States right now...
I'd win.
Probably. Who would be your running mate? I got to pick. I'm going to say you pick.
If I had a running mate,
Charles Barkley, surely.
Charles Barkley?
Yeah.
Well, it would. That would be a good call because Charles would. It'd have to be somebody to speak their mind.
Oklahoma, Georgia, Big 12, SEC.
Yeah.
If I'll make a little wager with you right here live on TV.
Okay.
If the Sooners go
the national championship,
you got to fly me out there, and if Georgia goes. You got to fly yourself down here and we'll go to the game.
You're not going to fly me?
Well, no, I can't fly you. You got the jet.
Well, won't you just send me the money for a Southwest airline ticket?
And you ain't been on a Southwest airline in 10 years, you demon. Hey, all right, we're done with this thing, man. First of all, I just want to say thank you for letting me do this. You've got an amazing family, a great wife, and you're a great friend. I appreciate you.
I love you, brother.
Love you too, buddy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man,
appreciate
my pleasure.
You. Go get them. We got about 25 or 30,000 waiting on you out there.
Walking through the front door, puts a big smile on my face.
Everybody got your tickets?
Getting catty, sun going down with the big dog daddy.
Pork Chop's actual name is Jameson Hyatt. So if you look at Jameson Hyatt out there, he looks more like Pork Chop than Jameson Hyatt.
Oh, my God, here he comes back.
Toby's back behind the stage here, back behind the video wall in the set, and he'll just wait till old Pork Chop. He has to. It's become a ritual now. Pork Chop has to lift his shirt and rub that big old belly just a little bit before Toby will come out.
That's pure love right there. Pure love.
If he doesn't see Toby make the corner, he naturally looks up to see what's going on, and then he'll realize that he hadn't given Toby the big stomach.
I've seen him hold the show 5 minutes till I noticed him. He's like, I'm like, come on, man, get out here. People's waiting on him.